So, hi all. Some of you may know me already. I already took many videos on full stack development. So, in this particular webinar, I will be talking about what is full stack development, how to be a full stack developer, and why to become a full stack developer. So, we'll be going on step by step. First, we will see what is full stack development. You take any software out there, for example, your uh, LinkedIn or Facebook or Zomato, anything if you take, every software or an application will have front end, back end, and some sort of database to collect all your data. The front end part is actually the client side, which you can see. You can see what are the interactions going on, that colored web pages, everything is called front end. The back end is the server side, which is the logical area of that software or app, which you cannot see it actually, you can just feel it. And the database is your typical database. For example, if you this is a normal thing, a front end, a back end, and a database. If you do all these three things, then you are called as a full stack developer. Usually for the front end, we have HTML, HTML5, JavaScript, jQuery, and CSS3. For the back end, we have Ruby on Rails, PHP, Angular 2, Node.js.NET. So actually, some of these are needed for being a front end. You don't need to learn all these things. For example, for being a front end developer, it is enough that you learn HTML5, CSS3, and JavaScript. These three are enough to make you a front end developer, and the same goes for back end. If you know only Node.js, that is enough for you to call as a back end developer. Same goes for database. In these four, any one database is enough for you to be called as a database engineer. And the version control is nothing but after you go to companies, after you start working in companies, there will be something called version controls, where on a particular periods of time you should deploy your project. That is, we mostly will be using deploying it by using Git. So instead of learning all these things, Git is enough for you. And the other thing, project management tools. After getting into companies, you will be having a project. You have to work with other people. So then at that time, you need some tools for managing your project members. And these are some of the websites. Actually, these are websites. Trello is a website. Jira is a website. These are web softwares actually. So getting master in any one of these is enough to you to become a project manager actually. And am I going okay? Am I going slow or fast? Is the pace okay?
Yes, okay, Monash, but a little slow. Okay.
So in the front end development side, as I've told you before, the front end development side mostly have JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. For the back end development, you will be having programming languages. So you have to be thorough in at least one programming language like Python, Java. You can also code a server in C++. You can get a master in any one of the programming language to be called as a back-end developer. And MongoDB, MySQL, these are the databases you will be learning in college also. For the DevOps part, you may ask me, here DevOps is not there, why here DevOps is there? You see, full stack development is not a singularity, it is a multiple branches. It will have multiple branches actually. For example, if you are developing an application for mobile, then you will be called as full stack mobile developer. If you're developing a website, you will be called as full stack web developer. And the same goes for everything. For example, if you're developing a game, then you will be called as full stack game developer. Based on what you're developing, your role changes. For example, now presently I am working on web projects, so I am called as full stack web developer. If you work on mobile projects, you will be called as full stack mobile developer. So here, this picture talks mainly about mobile developing. This AWS, this all are known as servers. We call it in our company languages, we call it as DevOps. What it does is, once you build an app, if you keep your app for yourself, means if you keep your application or your game inside only your laptop, there is no use of developing it. That app has to be released somewhere for others to use it. If the Zomato developer develops a Zomato application and he keeps for himself, there is no need for developing that application. He should deploy it somewhere, deploy in some server, so that we can download and we can order food through that app. So that is where DevOps and all comes place. We use AWS, these all things to deploy our applications and maintain them. Next is the mobile app development. These are the softwares which we'll be using for developing a mobile application. This is Android Studio, this is Swift. These are all the things you need to know. You need to know to be called as a junior web developer. For be called as a junior web developer, these are the crucial elements which you have to know, like web foundations, basic things, Bootstrap, CSS Grid, JavaScript, developer environment. I'll be talking about some of these. If you want, elaborate things on what full stack development is, I have a complete course on it. I'll be talking at the end of this session. And these are the things required for you to be called as a senior web developer. This is for the junior web developer. This is your starting stages of your career. This is the, after 2 or 3 years of experience you gained in this junior web developer, then you become senior web developer. In the senior web developer, these are the things you need to know. You need to know about security, Docker, session management, AWS, CI/CD, extra. These are the things you may not even heard before. These are some extra steps to be taken in a full stack development life. If you don't know these also, no problem. You will be remained as a developer only, as a full stack developer only. You will be never, promoted to be a full stack developer, senior full stack developer. If you want to promote as a senior full stack developer, then these are the things you need to master in. And these are the skills required for you to become a full stack developer. Example like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Git and GitHub. I told about version control, right? Git and GitHub you need to master. And the backend languages, you can use Python, Java, PHP, Ruby, anyone. You can either use Python, you can either use Java, you can either use PHP. There is no need for you to learn all four. Some people, they start learning Java and immediately after a few weeks they turn to Python, and after a few weeks they turn to JavaScript. They keep on changing. Actually, after a few months, you will not be master in anything. Instead of being instead of having basic knowledge in 5 programming languages, master any 1 programming language. That is enough. Next is web architecture. Web architecture is your typical planning. Like for example, if you're developing a Zomato app, you will be planning, right? You will be taking a book and you will be planning, okay, this will be my login screen, this will be my sign up screen, this will be my user interaction screen. So that planning is called web architecture. Next is HTTP and REST. HTTP and REST is nothing but it involves your security and the user management also. HTTP and REST involves user management. Means if you build an application, it can only take up to 100 customers. What if months passed by and 1,000 customers come to your application? Then you need to do something to manage all the 1,000 people, right? So that is where HTTP and REST protocols take place. You need to know them to increase your efficiency of your website. Next is database storage. Every website or every application will have some sort of database. Even your games will have a database. For example, your PUBG game, that will have database, because every application needs to collect data from its users. So that is what you need to know, database storage. Next is basic design skill. Basic design skills are nothing but a simplistic color findings, drawings, or some sort of CSS managements, adding colors to the button. These are some of the basic design skills which you want to learn to impress your user. You need to add some interactions to impress your end user. That is what basic design skills are. And next comes NPM. Some of you may heard about NPM, some of you may not. NPM is nothing but Node Package Manager. In future, if you really want to become a full stack developer and you take this, NPM is the most important factor that will play as an, for normal, all of us, what is YouTube? YouTube is like, some people creates a video and they will be uploading in YouTube and will be watching it. In the same way, NPM, what it does is, it is a website actually. Some people will develop some sort of login or sign up code. They will be deploying it into NPM, which is free to use. We'll be taking that code and we'll be installing it in our project. The same way, you can also create your own applications, own login or sign up page. You can create your own user management pages and you can deploy it in NPM. You can help other developers to make their life easier actually. That is what NPM is. In my course, I'll be talking more about NPM. Next is soft skills. Even if you have the above 9 skills and you lack this 10th skill, the soft skills, you will never become a full stack developer. Because before joining my company, I thought only technical knowledge is enough for everything. JavaScript is enough, HTML, CSS is enough. But after getting into companies, you need soft skills to survive actually. Because when your manager gives you some kind of work related to your project or something, you should, if you really don't know that work, you should not say that oh, it is complicated, it is very hard, I can't do that. That is not the thing you do in a company. You don't tell like that actually. You instead say that, oh, this is somewhat a newer technology for me, I will take it up, give me some time so that I can learn and I can do this. that is kind of a talking you really do in companies. You never talk like, no, I don't want to do this. You don't talk negatively to anyone in companies. So soft skills is quite required, like how you talk to your manager, the facial expressions which you use to talk to your manager. If nowadays everything is online, we'll be talking about webcams, but if you go to companies and you will be directly interacting with one-on-one with your managers, with your clients, their body language also plays a huge role. Because if your body language is not right, if the way of talking is not right, they won't give the project to you. They'll give the project to someone else who has better body language, who can take control who can take better control than you. So soft skills is I think soft skills is the primary thing in being a developer. Not only full stack developer, in being a developer, soft skills is the primary thing you need to learn. And next is types of full stacks. I said before, like full stack is not a singularity, it is a tree branch. Actually, it has number of branches. In that, the top 3 stacks, like now I'm saying as full stack, but you need to know what are the subcategories that you have to learn. In these 3, you need to pick only one. If you pick more than one, then there is no use. Only one and be a master in. There are 3 kinds of stack. For example, if you take LAMP stack, this LAMP stack is enough to develop any application you take. For example, Facebook, you can develop Facebook by using LAMP stack. You take this Zoom application, you can develop a Zoom application using LAMP stack. Also, same goes for mean stack. Any application can be developed by mean stack and the MERN stack also. So in these 3, any one you take and be a master in it. LAMP stack is, if you want to take LAMP stack, you need to learn Linux, you need to learn Apache, you need to learn MySQL, you need to learn PHP. These 4 you have to learn to be called as a LAMP stack developer. In full stack developer, if you go to any company or any interview, you say that I'm a full stack developer. The first question they will ask you is, what is your stack? You're saying that you're a full stack developer. What is your stack that you use? That stack is nothing but the technologies you use to develop application. For example, if I'm a LAMP stack developer, I'll be using Linux, Apache, MySQL, and PHP to develop my applications. If I'm a mean stack developer, I'll be using MongoDB, Express.js, AngularJS, and Node.js to develop my applications. If I'm MERN stack developer, I'll be using MongoDB, Express.js, React.js, and Node.js. The only difference between mean stack and MERN stack is here they use AngularJS and here we use React.js. These are some of you may already heard about AngularJS and React.js. They're very popular technologies out there, but you haven't heard. Let me tell you that AngularJS and React.js are just some of the frameworks of JavaScript. You may all heard about JavaScript. In our Satyabama also, they will teach JavaScript. After learning JavaScript, the next step of being a JavaScript developer is either learning AngularJS or React.js. You will be learning any one. My opinion is, instead of learning LAMP or mean, you either go for MERN stack, because LAMP stack is a very old technology. Now, most of the developers, they never use LAMP stack. Only old companies use LAMP stack. Most of the companies now uses mean stack or MERN stack. Again, there is always a debate among which stack is better, like mean stack is better or MERN stack is better. There is also a community always debating in internet. They always fight with each other verbally, like which stack is better. There is fans for mean stack and there are fans for MERN stack also. But with a small increase in ratio, MERN stack always defeats mean stack. But that doesn't mean mean stack is bad. Mean stack is equally better and good when compared to MERN stack. But because of popularity, MERN stack has reached many companies and mean stack is reached lower companies. Only that is the difference. You can either learn mean stack, you can either learn MERN stack. There is no wrong. My opinion is go for MERN stack, because even Google, even my company, even Facebook, they all try to create applications using MERN stack only. So try to go for MERN stack. If not possible, go to mean stack, but never go to LAMP stack. LAMP stack is a very old technology. You will be locating in it. There is nothing for you to learn in LAMP stack. And you see a map here, right? And you see all the lines. So actually, when I'm learning about full stack, the web development, I always wondered, like Facebook is created in US, and the web page, the files of that Facebook are located in US. So I always thought that if from India, if I type www.facebook.com, how come files from US come to India? So I found my solution at that time by searching in internet. I thought of sharing with you also. Actually, the lines you see here, these are submarine internet cables. We call them submarine internet cables. Like there are actual cables under our ocean which connects a continent to continent. That cables will have internet flowing through them. We always think that internet is only from satellites. Like if we type anything in our mobile, it goes to satellite, and from satellite magically it comes to our device. Actually, that is wrong assumption. There are actually wires connected to continents. For example, in India, there is a there is a server location in Chennai. This submarine cable from Chennai connects other continents. For example, if I'm living in this region part and I'm using internet service provider Geo, take an example as Geo, and in my mobile I type www.facebook.com. Okay, then that request will go to Geo. Then that Geo company will send my request with my unique reference ID to this internet submarine cable here to this provider. Now this provider will go to this provider will search for that facebook.com files. If that files are present in Korea, for example, take that files are present in Korea, then that request will be gone to Malaysia. From Malaysia, it will search for another cable. It will go to Vietnam. From Vietnam, it will search for another cable. It will go to Taiwan. From here, it will search for another cable. And from here, it will take shortest distance and it will go to South Korea. So this much is going on for every website, for every refresh you do in your mobile devices or your laptops. But this is happening so fast, so rapidly that you will think it will be in a fraction of seconds. For example, if you type www.google.co.in, within 0.02 seconds you'll get the results. But actually, this much process is going on in backend. There are codes written for it also in 1980s and 1990s. They are working on this internet cables only. In 2005, actually, this complete project is completed and they winded up. This is how internet actually flows through continents. So you can deploy your web applications in Turkey also, and it will still work in China. You can deploy your project in North Korea, and it will still work in Bulgaria. Anywhere in the world, you deploy your project, and it will still work throughout the world. So this is how it works. The website is submarinecablemap.com. You can visit anytime. It is quite fantasizing to actually see these cables actually exist. And ma'am, now you can see the editor.
Yes.
Now I have talked about till now what is full stack development. If you can do front end job, back end job, database job, maintenance job, deployment job, if you can do all these 5 aspects, then you will be called as a full stack developer. If you miss any one aspect, for example, if you miss to become a back end developer, you will never be called as a full stack developer. You have to learn all these 5. Only then you will be called as a full stack developer. Now I'll be talking about how to become a full stack developer. So there are a lot of courses in every part of internet for you. From me personally, I have learned my full stack development from Udemy. You go to Udemy and search for full stack web development. If you want to become a web developer, then search for web development. If you want to become an app developer, search for full stack app development. And there will be a lot of results. See the rating, see number of students who have actually taken the course. Based on your interest, you take up the course. You need to pay even single money for actually learning full stack development. These you have to pay money because they are taught by outside people. They don't have any organization. They don't have anything. They're just normal people like you and me. Even you can become an instructor in Udemy if you master any subject or anything. But if you want to learn full stack for free, there are a number of websites like Coursera. Even Coursera have full stack development courses for free. You can learn from Coursera or any e-educational websites. You can learn from them. And I personally took up a full stack development course. This is my YouTube channel. If you search for Maunesh Venkul, this is my channel. This is nothing kind of promotion I'm doing here. I'm just telling you because full stack web development you will never find that course in Telugu. For Telugu people, I have took full stack development course. This is particularly I've done only in Telugu because for Telugu people there's no course in Telugu, so I took up. I nearly done nearly 32 videos till now, covering all the concepts. Still I am doing it present. Whenever I have time, I'm doing that. If you want, if your native language is Telugu and if you want to learn, you can come here for free and learn them. And but the standard is Coursera. You can go to Coursera and learn from this. But my suggestion is never pay outside. Like outside there will be many companies and many organizations that will tell you that pay me 60,000 and I'll teach you full stack development. from my personal opinion, don't pay 80,000 or 90,000 to that companies, because it's not worth it. You can learn full stack development for free in internet. Don't waste your money on that type of companies. That is how to become a full stack developer. You should keep your time for like 3 to 6 months to be a full stack developer. The average time taken by an average person is between 3 to 6 months. That much time you have to schedule your time to learn this stuff, and to be, if you want to really become a full stack developer, then you have to keep 3 to 6 months of your time to learn it. And next is why to become a full stack developer. Actually, this is the part I have to talk in first. This has to be the first reason why to become a full stack developer. But I do not want to show money as a bait to make you learn full stack developer. Full stack development is a technology, is a area where you have to go with interest. Without interest, if you go to full stack development for money or fame, then there is no use of it. Actually, after some days or some years, you will come back. Only with interest you can learn full stack development. Yes, with full stack development you can earn a lot of money if that is your goal. An average full stack developer salary in India is 12 LPA. This is the starting salary I'm talking about. I'm a junior full stack developer, but if you talk about a senior full stack developer, the starting salary will be 12 LPA for starting. When you're newly joining into a company, they'll be giving you 12 LPA for being a senior full stack developer. And you can become a senior full stack developer by learning these things: SSH, performance testing, security, Docker, Redis, Session Plus, JDBT. These all things you have to learn to become a senior full stack developer. And the average fee is 12 LPA. It can range from 12 LPA to nearly 26.5 LPA. In India, I'm talking about India. If you do masters in any foreign countries like US or UK, maybe it may reach up to 63 lakhs or 80 lakhs also. That was the range of a full stack developer in that countries. Because any company you take, any startup you take, every company needs a full stack developer to showcase their website. So, for example, if this is my LinkedIn profile, I constantly search for jobs. Here in jobs, I'm searching for full stack developer. You see, there are a lot of jobs currently available right now also for you. See, there are a lot of pages, and 40 pages are there for you to search up. Even Cognizant now taking full stack engineers. Every company will take full stack developers. They're actually eagerly wanted to take full stack developers. More than software developers, they need full stack developers only. So that is why you have to become a full stack developer. So in this session, I have talked about what is full stack development, how to be a full stack developer, and why to become a full stack developer. Like there are things I can move on. Before moving on, is there any doubts regarding any of these three aspects?
Monish, what are the how many modules to be covered to complete this entire course on full stack development? You said, right, 3 to 6 months is more is enough to learn with interest in this full stack development.
Yes.
Like if you're taking in Coursera or Udemy, definitely there will be some modules to get completed. Other than that, if we are learning in YouTube, how to learn it? I mean, what are the modules to be completed so that they can put in their resume that they know about full stack development?
Actually, ma'am, that time period which I have talked, that is 3 months to 6 months. If you take that time and learn full stack development, you will be only called as a full stack developer, the junior full stack developer. To become a senior web full stack developer, it is not the easy thing actually. Even my managers, they are still struggling to become a senior full stack developer. The things which I show here, the screen is visible, ma'am.
Yes, complete web developer.
The complete developer is this picture only shows about how to start your career as a web developer. You should learn about web foundations, like how internet works, how to speed up your website, basic things. This is web foundations you have to learn. Next comes HTML5. You have to learn about HTML tags, the basic HTML which we see. Next is CSS. You have to learn for all the styling we do, cascading. For that we have to learn this. Under CSS3, we have something called Bootstrap. Bootstrap is a sub branch of CSS3. For example, if you want to create a login screen with some kind of animations, you don't need to code everything in CSS3. You will be using the help of Bootstrap. Bootstrap is another community where a group of developers come together. They will be creating your animations and they'll be deploying it in Bootstrap for free. You will take that animation and you'll keep in our project. In Bootstrap, everything is free. You can take help from Bootstrap. And next is CSS grids. These all are comes under CSS only. Bootstrap and CSS grid are CSS3 sub branches you have to learn. Next is JavaScript. HTML, CSS will only give life, it will only be a skeleton and skin to a human body. HTML5 and CSS3. HTML5 will be the skeleton. CSS3 will be the color, the skin we have. JavaScript gives you the life. Without JavaScript, the web page is lifeless. Every interaction we do is only because of JavaScript. So HTML, CSS3, JavaScript are the main three things which is enough to become a web developer. To be called as a web developer, these three things are enough. But to be called as a full stack developer, you need to learn more, like you need to learn about Git and GitHub. Version controls you need to learn. You need to learn about Node.js. Node.js is used for backend, server-side scripting. And we have to learn about either React.js, either AngularJS, or either asynchronous coding. Any three, in this any three, one is enough. I personally recommend React.js because it is easy to use. And if you learn React.js, you can also develop mobile applications also. So if you learn React.js, you can also be a web developer and you can also be an app developer. That is the thing. If you learn React.js, that is the benefit. Next, you need to learn NPM scripts. You need to know what are developer environments. For example, if you try to code any project in Notepad, it will take you years to complete it. But if you try to start a project in Visual Studio Code, within 1 month or 2 months, the project will be completed because Visual Studio Code is a software that will help you back. This is Visual Studio Code. We personally also use Visual Studio Code only in companies to create projects. And you can see my start bar, ma'am.
Yes. Visual Studio Code, yeah, we are able to see.
This is the software which is free, and this is the editor we use for full stack development, actual coding. And database is the most important thing. You can either only master database and become a database engineer. There's nothing wrong in that. But if you learn databases along with all these things, you'll be called as full stack developer. But you can learn even these three things individually. That is nothing wrong in that. You can some interest to become only front end developer. Some have interest to become only back-end developer. Some have interest to cover all these things and be called as a full stack developer. There's nothing wrong in learning only individual aspects. And next, you have to learn about production. Production is nothing but deployment. Where you deploy your website, how you deploy your website, what are the things you make in your project to deploy your website, are the key aspects for your efficiency of your website. If most of the users, for example, Zomato is only used in India. So if I keep that server in US, there's no logic in it, because from India, the website has to go to US to bring back that web page. So if most of the users are from India, then it is good that you only keep that project inside India only. In that India server only, you have to deploy it. So these are some of the modules to be a junior developer. So these are the modules you have to learn. Even in YouTube also, you will be searching for Bootstrap individually, JavaScript individually, GitHub individually. If you want to learn them individually, these are the modules that make you a web developer. Any other questions you have?
Yes, Monish, you can continue. If you want to get anything on the thing, you can continue. Few students are listening.
Like even when I'm in third year or second year, if these meetings are going on, even I felt shy to ask questions at the time. So I contacted them personally and cleared my doubts. If you are also fall under the same category like me, then I'll share my email and mobile number so that I can ask.
No, mobile ID alone you give, Monish.
Mobile number is enough, ma'am?
Yeah. No. Mail ID alone you give, mobile number no need.
Okay. So my mail ID is this is my mail ID. If really you have any doubts, contact me. I will clear your doubts. And the other thing is, when just now ma'am spoke about Udemy, right? In Udemy, me and some of the students from Satyabama, in the meantime, we all come together to provide education for free. Huh? Yeah, okay. I'm so sorry for that. Actually, it's my grandmother. Ma'am, you can see the screen, ma'am, Udemy.
No, I'm not able to see.
What about now?
No, I'm not able to see.
Which screen you were able to see, ma'am?
Yeah, now I'm able to see.
The chat. Okay. So actually, I started Udemy in 2018 to, you know, to share my knowledge and to teach for free. But after reaching some number of students and some number of rating, you have to keep for a prize in Udemy. These courses you see, right? Only this course and this course is made by me, and this course and this course is made by our Satyabama students only. For example, Learn Python Zero to Professional is actually made by me, myself, and Nitin Rajalpati. He's a Satyabama student only. He's currently doing second year and is coming to third year. So even you can be a Udemy instructor. Try to be a Udemy instructor because it adds a lot of value to your resume. So try to become Udemy instructor. Teach what you learn from your college. Share knowledge in Udemy because I have sat for the interview of Human Resource, which is an 18 LPA. There is a company, Japan company, which will be coming for our Satyabama. In that interview, I have only shown this only. I have talked about Udemy and the instructor thing. They right away took me into the company. That is what the impact of Udemy instructor have in companies. So try to become an Udemy instructor. And you may also get another question that why I'm not currently working in a human resource, which is a great package actually, 18 LPA, because of COVID, what happened is that company got affected, and that company can only take me and my Satyabama friends in 2022 only. So that is the reason I have joined HCL. So try to become instructor in Udemy. It adds a lot of value. Even for you also, ma'am, for Janice ma'am and Rifana ma'am also. If you become instructor in Udemy, you can also earn money, and you can also get students from all over the world. Currently, I'm having 30,000 students under me, which are from US, UK, New Zealand, even from Africa. These are all of the students which I'll be contacting daily. They will be asking questions and I'll be answering them. You will be getting awareness from all the continents in the world. So this is the good thing which happened in my life.
You're instructor for which course, Monesh?
Actually, I'm instructor for all these 5 courses, ma'am, but only for Learn Hacking and Hacking Wi-Fi 100%. These 2 courses I took only personally. That is only I am the instructor. For Learn Python, Design and Analysis of Algorithm, I and Satyabama students, we both commonly did these courses. This is by Nitin Rajalpati and this is by Abhiram. They both are from second year only, CSE. Now they are promoting to third year.
See, second year students are joining hands as instructors in Udemy. You people are in your third year, so take this as your motivation and start preparing for placement and build up your skills, right?
Here in communication daily, they'll be asking some more other kinds of questions, and I'll be answering them. In this, you will not earn you not earn so much money in your starting days. This is only because of your awareness. You will start to understand the students from US. You'll start to understand the students from UK. Even they will be interacting with you. You will be learning about more technologies. Actually, that is how a developer should be. He has to talking and communicating with everyone to gain more knowledge. So that is some of advice I want to give you as your senior. So like on most of the topics. If your primary language is, if your native language is Telugu, this full stack web development course will help you. And I talked about jobs also, and also create a LinkedIn profile. I forgot to tell you, create a LinkedIn profile. This profile will be more useful after creating your LinkedIn profile. There will be something called view profile. In view profile, add all these things. Write about yourself. Write about your experience, write about your education in Satyabama, write about everything. If you learn any new course, if you done any new certification, write about that in here. Because many companies use LinkedIn to search for students like us. So even some of the companies contacts me using this LinkedIn only. They message me that this is the requirement we have. Are you ready to join in our company? Some of the times you don't even need to give interview also. Directly you will be taking into companies if you have a good LinkedIn profile. I have nearly 7,000 connections. So try to build up your LinkedIn profile as much as possible. LinkedIn is just like Facebook. In Facebook, you will be sharing about entertainment. In LinkedIn, you will be using it for your own career purpose. Try to write more posts in LinkedIn. Write about yourself. If you've done any project, write about that. That's another thing. Try to have a good LinkedIn profile also. And as I said, right, advantages of full stack developer. Ma'am, you can see them at the image, ma'am.
Yes, I can.
So these are some of the things which are advantages of being a full stack developer. And another thing is, if you really have good coding experience, if you are master in Python, if you have a great coder, if you are a great developer, then don't come to full stack development. If you're a great coder, no, if you learn analysis of algorithms, go to that side, go learn data structures and go to Google or Amazon, because that is the good career option you have. If you are better in programming languages and if you're better in data structures, my advice is not to come to full stack development. Full stack development is not an area for data structures or algorithms. If you know algorithms or data structures, please move to completely learn data structures and algorithms and move to Google or Amazon. That is the best advice I can give to you. But if you are not so good at data structures, if you're having trouble in learning about data structures or algorithms or the core aspects of our CSE, then you come to full stack development. This is the area where if you don't have core aspects also, you can shine in your career, you can shine in your life. Because in full stack development, you don't actually code a large number of, you will be not writing everyday codes. You'll be managing your project. You'll be managing what type of HTML, CSS I have to use, what tags I have to use, what the JavaScript I have to use, what framework I have to use. Only these are the things you'll be dealing in your daily life. I have joined HCL in August. I have been full stack developer for all the 6 months. I think hardly, nearly only 45 days I have written the actual code. Rest of the days, my only job is to think of what framework I have to use for the project. Think of what database, what are the things I have to use for the project. The planning phase takes a lot of time in your project. You can actually enjoy during that planning phase also, because there will be not that much work you have to do. Only have to sit and you have to think which is the better option for your project to shine, when I can deliver the project, what are the things I have to do. So if you're not good in data structures and algorithms, only then come to full stack development. That is my clear advice to you. And the advantages of being a full stack developer is you can be a web developer and an app developer at the same time. If you're good at being a web developer, by writing a simple code with a simple, there is a simple procedure, you can convert your web application into an app application. For example, Zomato started as an app application, but then they converted into a web application also. You can either be both. You can be a web developer and I can be an app developer. That is the main advantage of being a full stack developer. Next is versatility. That is, the length you can go is more. For example, there is no end for being a full stack developer. Continuous technologies will be coming on. Continuously, you have to learn technologies. Actually, you may think that is hard, but it's actually so easy. You'll be learning more things. You'll be never be bored of your career. Everything interesting comes to you daily. So you'll be keep on going on. And you can look up these things in internet. These are all the basic stuff only. And the other most important thing is you can work any part of the world. If you go to US, in US, if you go and you search for a company and you say that I'm a full stack developer, within seconds they will take you, because in the US also there is a requirement of full stack developers. If you go to Ireland and you say that you're a full stack developer, even in Ireland they will take you. In India also there is a huge requirement for full stack developer. In this way, you can be a full stack developer in any part of the world. You can even travel the world. For example, the project which I'm taking up is Hong Kong. If I complete my 1 year or 2 years in HCL, I may go to Hong Kong to actually develop the project and maintain the project. So you can move throughout the world if you are a full stack developer. Next is there will be no hardship for you. Like there is no. Ma'am.
I think next hour time given to us is 1 hour.
Oh,
so,
okay. So
we will have one more session for in future with any other new topic. Actually, it is. Thank you so much, Monish. It was a great presentation. I don't know how much students listened, but I listened. And I gained knowledge on what is a full stack development. Thank you so much for the webinar. Okay, so you have a great knowledge, and you are a true tutor to guide the students from scratch, like how to move upon from the scratch, how to take up the courses, and how to put their profile in LinkedIn and everything. Thank you so much, Monish. It's a great pleasure making you appear for this day. Thank you, Jani ma'am, for bringing Monish here also. And I think definitely we will join hands with you for another one session with some more very important good topic for placement oriented talks.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Thank you, Monish. Thanks a lot.